Making sure that our immune system is functioning at its best is a very hot topic these days. And there's lots of ways to make sure that you are as healthy as you can be. Tai Chi is uniquely positioned to help support your immune system. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Putting Tai Chi into your regular exercise regimen is something that is a very simple way to help support your immune system. And the way that Tai Chi does this is, in its simplest form, is by helping your body get into the parasympathetic system, which is the resting system. The sympathetic system is your stress, that fight or flight system. And if you're in that stressed state, your immune system is actually suppressed and it can't be functioning the way it should be. So we need to be able to relax and get into that parasympathetic system. There are other ways that Tai Chi also helps support the immune system, but let's just focus on that rest right now, getting into that parasympathetic system. So we're going to do that by doing pushing Qi first, because realizing that the way Tai Chi can help you is not just with the movements of Tai Chi, but in applying the underlying principles. So we're going to take a simple movement like pushing Qi and start to apply those underlying principles. So bringing one foot forward, it doesn't matter which. Bringing your hands to the level of your dantian, just pushing forward and bringing it back. Just a small little motion, pushing Qi. And what I want you to do right off the bat is to start coordinating your breath with your movement. Breathe in as you come towards your body and breathe out as you push away. Start to really focus on that breathing deep, helping that breath be long and slow and deep. One more. Now bring the other foot forward and adding to that breathing, I want you to think about being suspended from the ceiling. And if you are just gently suspended from the crown of your head, that lifts your body just a little bit and opens up this cavity so that your breathing can become even more deep and slow and long. And the breathing really is a big part of that relaxation with Tai Chi. If we can slow our breath down, focus on the breath. And now bring that foot back, bring the other foot forward. We're going to add to breathing and being suspended. I also want you to think about being rooted and grounded. So think about your stable stance, lowering your center of gravity just a bit and allow those roots to grow out deep and wide. Now, if you think about being rooted and grounded and being suspended from the crown of your head, that actually lengthens your body and again allows that breath to travel better throughout your entire body. One more. Then bring that foot back, bring the other foot forward. If you think about allowing your body to be loose and open, allow the joints to be rounded, that's going to help that flow of oxygen as well. And if we move from our dantian, we're going to keep our columns intact. Our shoulders are going to be in harmony with our hips. And again, that helps with the breath. Because if we're all bent over like this, and this cavity can't fill up properly. Shoulders in harmony with the hips, suspended from the crown of our head, rooted and grounded. All of these things help us relax. It helps our breathing, which helps us relax. So if you think about all of those principles, those are pretty easy to put into, how Tai Chi helps me relax. Except for maybe columns. You might not have thought of columns as being part of relaxation, but it really is moving from the dantian. We're going to add another principle, understanding our substantial and insubstantial now. And if you think about that, you say, how does that help me relax? Understanding where my weight is. But it actually does, because it helps you become more balanced. And if you're balanced, then you can be relaxed. Because what happens when you start to come off balance, you grip, right? And you're not relaxed. So thinking about those columns, thinking about letting this leg become completely empty, be rooted and grounded in the full leg. Let's just lift and kick. And then let that water flow into the other side. Let this side become empty. Lift and kick. And if you really focus on that substantial and insubstantial, thinking about keeping your shoulders in harmony with your hips, keeping yourself suspended, lifted, and yet rooted and grounded, it helps you be more balanced, which in turn can help you be relaxed. Now add the breathing to these kicks. If you just very simply gather, breathing in as you lift, and breathe out as you kick. Breathing in as you lift, and then breathe out as you kick. Keeping yourself relaxed and open and balanced. One more. So all of these principles are coming into play with helping your body let go. Another one that I want to add is the idea of continuous movement. And that idea of water flowing, that it never really stops. Think about opening your joints up and allowing the water to flow into all places. Think about energy flowing. Think about your blood flowing freely, your oxygen being able to get to every single cell in your body. Let's do the ward off sequence. So I'm going to turn this way, holding the ball to the right. Step out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. Bringing your weight over to the right. Bringing it back to the left. Stepping out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. Now, if you think about adding all of those other principles, you do have to think about where your weight is as you're doing the ward off sequence. You need to understand that substantial and insubstantial that helps you with that continuous motion. Think about keeping your columns intact, your shoulders in harmony with your hips. Think about being rooted and grounded and yet suspended, moving from the dantian. And add the breathing, taking a nice deep breath in, then breathing out as you ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Breathing in as you roll back. Breathing out as you rotate and press. Breathing in as you come toward your body with pushing chi. And breathing out as you push away. Then as you gather, breathing in and ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. So we know that continuous motion, not locking out any of our joints. We don't grasp the bird's tail like this. All of our joints are nice and round. The elbows are round. We keep our body open and loose, and that helps with that energy flow, which we do need to keep our immune system functioning at its best. And think about it. We don't want things to be constricted. When things are constricted, that's not a healthy body at all. It needs to be relaxed and open. But the final thing that I want to talk about with Tai Chi helping us be as healthy as we can is Tai Chi is movement meditation. And we really have to focus on what we're doing while we're doing Tai Chi. If we're thinking about adding how we're breathing, thinking about our columns, being rooted and grounded, moving from the dantian, thinking about keeping that energy flowing with continuous movement, knowing where our weight is at all times, that takes a lot of focus. And that's one of the gifts of helping our body relax, because if we're in the moment, we're focused on what we're doing, the stress of work, the stress of the day can go away. And that's what we want to help our body get into that parasympathetic system to help support our immune system. So let's put all of those things together just by doing Part the Wild Horse's Mane. I'm going to step back this way, come towards the camera with Part the Wild Horse's Mane. Try to think of as many of those principles as you can as you do this very simple movement. So taking a nice deep breath in as you hold that ball, stepping out, part the wild horse's mane. Think about being stable in your stance, knowing where your weight is, substantial and insubstantial. Allow the rotation of that movement. We haven't talked about rotation yet, but allow the rotation to just relax your body and just open it up. Keep those arms rounded, delicate lady's wrist. Focus on as many of the principles as you can as you're doing your Part the Wild Horse's Mane. One more. So now that's something that you might not have thought about in your practice time, is just using one movement like that to help you get into that meditative state, to think about all of the underlying principles and not be focused on what's going on in the outside world. Just using one movement, pushing chi, part the wild horse's mane, the ward off sequence, just do those for a few minutes, and that's going to help your body start that relaxation response.